Hello and welcome back to 999. We have one route left, so this might be the final episode, or but there's two endings left, so I don't know if there's like a secret ending or something, but it may or may not be the final episode. That's all I can say about the situation. But last time, tragic ending, we got axed by a psycho Clover. I like my Clovers happy, so hopefully we'll have a happy Clover, but yeah, I mean, see two endings, but we only have one route left. We do know what the answers we need to take for the route, because we actually did that. Like I said, we did that, but then we pivoted to the middle door by accident. Well, not by accident. I didn't know which door which went where, but yeah, we got knifed. So basically, we still have a lot of questions. I mean, I'm pretty, like, it's 100% sure Clover's not zero, by the way. Like, there's still a chance that I mean, there wasn't really. It's obviously still between Santa and June. So we need answers for that, and we still need answers about the Egyptian stuff, too. I mean, we need answers in general, so might be a hefty lore episode. I'm not sure, though, but let's start it out. Yes, explosion of water. See, I learned not to just start the game because you get freaking rushing water sound. It's an explosion. Let's flow out of here. So, basically, last ending, at least visible. We have the keys to the castle. Let's just do it, because again, we literally did all of this. Wait. Well, shit. I feel like we... Oh wait, this doesn't matter, right? Oh, we'll just go through it. I don't think this mattered, but... Replica, actual. She thinks it's the actual. A replica is kind of like the negative response, I think. We definitely know this already. She talks about the mummy. So this is definitely the mummy arc. Match. Yeah, I guess I am. Oh yes, the connections. We still don't really see, like, just the going by some figure. It does look like it could be June or Santa. I actually don't know who's taller, Junpei or Santa. I guess we should look, but it can definitely be June's or Clover's height, but it's obviously not Clover. I think that's pretty clear. Oh, so I never noticed this. But I don't know what that... Oh, isn't this the cult stuff? Or I might be wrong. I'll have to look at the cult stuff. I didn't recognize that, or notice that last time. Damn straight. Just brainstorming who the common person could be. Zero from their time. Plate. Oh, this is the bookmark for sure. See, this makes me It's just this is like the start of the series. Santa just looked so sus to me. Like he was the most sus before I even sussed like Snake and Ace. Just because he always initiates stuff. Like when Zero's like, "Oh, I gave you guys some rules." Santa like's the first person to take out the paper. He's the first person to convince people to stop wasting time and go through the doors. He's the first. He finds this, which is apparently related to the game or something. It caused Clover to talk about it. Like he just initiates a lot of stuff, and it could be his personality, but it to me that's like super sus. The edgy speech, dude.
四つ葉のクローバーのそれよしあリーフホープ希望まもほら
I take it. We do need to take it.
なんかあ希望まリー四つ四
Speed.
そんなじゃあ中途最逆もしくはお前株
This is the one he talks about. He's a major investor. So he's 100% the person on the list. Which is kind of counteractive to him being zero, but let's say Ace did like kill his child or not his child, his sister or whatever. Or at least caused her trouble from the experiment. It made sense. And then I guess the two other people could be those two guys that were corpses, and Lotus is actually just the mom of the children. So. It's a true statement. Investing is just a form of gambling. A lot more calculated, but still gambling. Yep, see? The sky confirmed. Lotus. I will save you this time, hopefully. Okay. Apparently we... Oh, did we got it? Pitch... Oh, we gotta do the... Dude, this is our final chance to choose the meme answer. Hey, we're burning time here. Yes, telepathy, brain stuff. Okay, we need to turn off skip. It's our only chance. Afanyarinpa. There we go. Funyarinpa. Funyarinpa. Is that a real thing or just a meme? Junpei indicated the parts of the picture that looked exactly like the other parts. After 3 seconds of silence, Lotus looked at Junpei. I don't know what it is. Bro, that's my... I mentioned it last episode. Well, thank you words, but that's my favorite Lotus. My favorite Lotus sprite. Just the facial expression too. Oh, blasphemous. Is it the ancient god? And Junpei is secretly the cult leader. And he's actually zero because of the... It's the Church of Funyarinpa at the bottom of the ship. Oh no. Another 3 seconds of awkward silence went by. Lotus opened her mouth as she shook. Can I Google this? Funyar Inpa. I think it's worth Googling. Top Canadian searches for today. Godzilla vs. King Kong. There you go. That's a new feature that's been up for like a couple weeks, right? It's kind of useful. Fun, yeah, Rinpa. Oh. Okay, it's just a meme. It's not a real thing. Damn. Alright. Get me out of here. We know the lore. We went through this lore twice already. I remember it. Don't worry. Laughing Lotus. We're in! Wait, does white mean we're good? Oh wait, we missed. What? Wait, I need this. Whoops. Oops, I missed this apparently. Thought it didn't matter. Hello, friends. Hey. Thanks. Again, Santa initiated stuff. As per usual. The Clover jump is pretty good. What is this again? I think we're going through. Alright, I don't want to math. Who wants to math in their life? It's 4. Beautiful. Four would be fine. Plus you get to know a tune. Have fun, guys. Good luck. Woo. Go. It's a long skip sequence, huh? It's alright. Woo. So I'm quiet too. I know I'm making ambient noises, but I am kind of speed reading. Obviously I can't read it all. Just in case. Bam, 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 bam. Guessing there's no more escapes, so we've actually done all of them. What? Get me out of here. What? Wait, what am I doing? Oh, you know what? I understand. The red path is actually different than the white path. I thought white meant it just wasn't ready, but apparently it's fine, so. Apparently we did this already. I'll do it again. I think we need to do dry ice or freezer. Put me back in novel. I think the answer was listen to Ice 9 story, tell 7 about Ice 9, and then, well, oh wait, this is the right one. Yeah. And then give Clover the bookmark. That's how you win. Try ice with us. Speed it up, people. We don't have all day. I'm here for the new content. We know the lore. positive. I'm friendly Junpei. No smud pay. Alright, we're good. Get me out of here. What's popping here? Dude, operating room was such a fun such a fun place to be. Oh, you know, when we do our review, we gotta rank the characters in the escape rooms, for sure. This is when we talk. We should probably just speed read this, honestly. Because this is probably, again, we're probably gonna learn about the Egyptian mummy stuff more, so just freshen up a little better. This is about the Ice 9 stuff. Okay, this is just the same as Ice 9, or the Chrysalis thing? I forgot what it's called. Glycerin! That's what I'm thinking of. We got it, 7. Yeah, so we need to tell him about Ice 9, I think. I guess we don't even need to guess, because our answer's the one we picked, because we actually, again, went down this route, but just messed up the ending. Know about Ice 9. Oh yeah, and it meets Alice. Or all ice. Halifax, Canada. Respect Canada, boys. We made it in. I do want to go to Halifax one day. It's one of the only places in Canada I actually want to go to. By Halifax, I mean that whole region with Newfoundland and stuff. Yes, they found a coffin, a wooden one that's very well crafted, because it has no nails. And then the woman, and then she disappeared. Okay, I remember. You know, we're like 20 minutes in. I want to get to the content, but I do remember now. Yeah, she looks like a mummy. Didn't stink. Weeks passed, but then she disappeared when she was on display or something. And then she went to an auction about, and there's some, wait, let's stop. Then there's some guy, rich guy, who was obsessed with the Titanic. He bought the Gigantic, made it look the same. Lord Descio Dordain. And then he probably is the one that took Alice. But this was like super old, so obviously this guy's just not alive, I guess. And then he, and what if he made this cult worshipping Alice and whatever, that kind of translated into today with the pharmaceutical company, I don't know. Oh, Force of Knowledge. That's the library, and we get the key to the library in the captain's quarters. Nice. That's probably one way we can change the story by going down this route. This is also the best escape with Clover. She was freaking hilarious in this one. We better get a happy Clover. Yeah, everyone knows about the mummy. Okay. We also need, before the door, we gave the bookmark to Clover. Then it's all new stuff past this, I think. And then we'll manually speed this, just in case, for more info. Goodbye, Johnny.
お兄ちゃん急にいなくなったとしたら次に狙う。
どうしよ
Gave her the 4-leaf clover.
う。確か四つ葉のクローバー。知ってるか？四つ葉のクローバー、ホープ、希望。こいつをお前にやろう。いいか、四つ葉。いつでもこの三つが揃った時、はじめ、お前の兄貴きっとどこかで生きている。
And now that she's not fallen into despair,
強く
Junpei has boosted her up. And now she won't go crazy and ants everyone. There you go.
ありがとう。ありがとう。
最後。
待って、
なんだ？
実験って聞いて。
は？
そっか。そうだよ。それじゃあ順平が四つ葉のクローバーのこと。
すまん。意味がわからないんだが。
And dude, Santa knew about the experiment, so he knew that would, I don't know, do something. If he wasn't Zero, then he was testing if Junpei, like, was part of the people being experimented on or something. Because everyone doesn't know their names, right?
気にしないでって言われた。
Well, they know who's Junpei, actually.
なあ、教えてくれ。おう、本当？当たり？
We're
分
friends.
かった。今から9年前。
待て待て待て。
そう。実験はあるその心理的作用。
意味は見えない。
Yep, morphogenic field.
ジョン君、これって。
は？
Oh, the sock thing. Dude, this was a cool thing. I like the lot sock thing. It's an interesting
知らない？
thinker thing.
今言った。
知らない。
Paradox.
の今、
Yes.
その順平
Patch it up.
どっから
他の
また
さらに
また。
じゃあさ最初それって
もしかして。
そうテセウスその最初それでもあとその時補修し
It was an interesting question.
何が？
この人形の
頭部、しかし
私たちもだってそうでしょ私たちの体の細部私の順平の右足の一
Weird.
部さらに遡るサンマや牛のタンパク質そんな風に目には見えないフィール
Okay. There we go. New tech incoming, guys. Just a quick refresher. Get the keys unlocked. And we'll see some new scenes in the next keys. There we go. Cool. Okay. What's happening in the chart room? This is the cursed escape. Oh boy. Oh, with Ace. What? Wait, did I click the wrong thing? What? I don't want to do this shit. I don't want to save. No. Wait. Menu, flow. Pocket watch. There we go.
懐中時計か。ちょっと見せてもらえるかね。
おいおい、なんであんたがこっちの部屋に来てんだよ。
ちょっと様子を見に来ただけだよ。いけないのかい。
There we go. Junpei shrugged. Oh wait. Okay. Ooh, I don't know. Does it matter? I just will see with the unlock.
別に行けないってわけじゃないが。
But we'll do the new option just in case it doesn't matter.
嘘だ。本当はエジニアにいてもらうと困る。この部屋の探索を始めるとき、 一味を相談室へと追いやったのと同じ理由だ。俺は四つ葉と二人きりで話がしたかった。
That's true about the
ど
experiment.
うしても四つ葉に聞いて
Makes
みたいことがあ
sense.
った。それを誰かに聞かれるのはまずというか、別の誰かがいたらきっと。だから本当は一味には早く出て行ってもらいたかった。
Ace opened his mouth and took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face.
なるほどな。
The memes. Dude, Ace was pretty nice in this escape especially. Besides the creepy moment where he interrogated us, but he was dad joking it away. It's my type of character, you know?
邪魔をしてすまなかったな。ま、
Ooh, okay, this is different. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution.
なんなの？
She was clearly suspicious and with good
さっ
reason.
きからチラチラこっち見て。
Junpei's eyes widened and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence.
ああ、いや違うんだ。そういうんじゃなくて、
そういうんじゃないなら。
俺はただあの話の続きが聞きたかっただけなんだ。これまでずっと聞くタイミングがなかったから。
あの話って。
実験の話だよ。手術室で聞かせてくれただろ。今から9年前にこの船で実験が行われたとかなんとかって。
Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely
悪
audible.
いけど、今はその話する気分じゃないっていうか。わかるでしょ。今はお兄ちゃんのことで。誰がお兄ちゃんをあんな目に合わせたのか。許せない。絶対に許せない。必ず復讐してやる。
Oh god. No.
そう誓ったの。
Dissuade her off the path of vengeance. Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry.
ねえ、順平は誰が犯人だと思う？
Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped.
仮にセブンの言ってたことが確かだとするなら、犯人は2人以上ってことになる。ニルスを加えて3人以上じゃなければナンバリングドアは開けないからだ。
Yeah, well, we know that's not right.
そうだね。ってことは、
それぞれのバングルナンバーを考えればおのずと答えは見えてくるだろう。ニルスと共に3の扉を開くことができたのは、あるいは誰と誰と誰か、もしくは誰と誰と誰と誰か。
犯人が4人もいるってこと？
可能性としてはない。
どうだろう。私はその可能性は低いと思うけどな。
どうして？
後で教えてあげるよ。
I'll tell you
とり
later.
あえず今は犯人が2人だったとして考えてみない？
ああ、わかった。
だとすると、はい。
Junpei crossed his arms and thought. Snape's bracelet number was 2, which two bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root of 3. Which two bracelet numbers? Okay. It can be ace. Well, they don't actually have it. It's Santa and 7, where it's. Is there anything else that gives 12? Or 10? You would need 10. Obviously. June and Clover. 7 Santa. Ace. Oh, you can't do Ace and Snake. I guess you can't put Clover in, huh? Okay, well, Santa and 7 then.
3だとセブンか。
Technically.
ニルス3だ。3、まさかそんな。
Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point in him hiding it.
少し考えてみたんだが
He told her his conclusions.
だよね。
She looked less surprised than he'd
サン
expected.
タとセブン、犯人が2人だったとしたら、この組み合わせ以外には考えられないし。
な、ちょっと待ってくれ。断定するのはまだ早いんじゃないか。俺はただその2人だったら3の扉を開けると言っただけで、もしかしたら別の可能性も。
Yeah, three people could have opened the door and pushed Snake in.
何？
That's a possibility, technically.
それは
He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover
もし
spoke.
かして犯人は3人、もしくは4人じゃないかって。だとしたら、さっきも言ったけど、
どうして？
手帳とペン貸してもらえる？
Clover put her hand out expectantly.
ああ
Junpei put out his pen and a pad of paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. 1 plus 3 plus 6 equals 12. Which doesn't... Well, yeah, I mean, can't you just, like, push Snake in and he would die? Or no? Does that not work?
これは？
犯人が3人、この8通りしか。
なるほど。
ところで私、
当たり前だろ。
We're buddies.
本当に
I gave you the bookmark. Would a buddy not give you a bookmark?
あ
それじゃあ、この式のうち
Oh, yes, anything including us.
G、H は消しても
Perfect.
いいに決まってるだろ。それからもちろん四つ葉の番号
そうすると
A と E だ。
Well, we would definitely cross off Murasaki, and I mean, E kind of works.
A はありえない。
どうして？
紫が含まれてるからだよ。あいつが犯人だなんてことは絶対に。
信用できる？
ああ、
わかった。
消えるな。
そうする。
E だけが残るな。
Well, that would have sentence 7 in it
これ
anyways.
ってどういうことか。
俺と四つ葉と紫。
ありえると思う。
I mean, when you learn about the 4 people in the contract, you might think it's not that bad, but we know a lot more, so.
4人が結託してるんだ。
By contract, I meant message by 0.
大胆に仕掛けてきてもいいはず。私たち3人だけに。
まあ確かにそう。
それに私と一緒にシャワー室に行った時にいくらでも始末のしようがあったはず。でも2人は何もしてこなかった。どうして？
Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look in her eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten.
なるほどな。とにかく今の話を聞いて分かったよ。3人もしくは4人が共犯だというのは。ってことはやっぱりサンタとセブンの線が濃厚か。
だと思う。
だが
There was a moment of silence. He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was so close to the answer. And then Ace interrupts. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return, he raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke.
お邪魔だったかな。
More misunderstandings.
なんだよ。
いや、ちょっと順平君に話があってね。来てもらえるかい。
He turned on his heel and walked back towards the wheelhouse.
言って。
うん。
Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace.
話って
Ace looked at Junpei and smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than. Oh, this is the same, but we actually changed the room, I guess.
おいおいや
なるほどな。君のポケットか。すり替え。ああ、こうして自分の希望。
じゃあ。
何ただの子
Thanks, buddy. That was fun. 2 more keys. Let's go. Red file. A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up.
用紙に何かアリスってことは
Oop, okay, this is new. Junpei couldn't hold back. He had to know what was in the file. Each page was covered with strange characters. They looked like tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, horned animals, wings, and even kneeling humans. There were many pages in the file, and each was full of these strange symbols. He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him.
古代エジプトの
そうだ。
読めるのか
ああ、もちろん読めるわけないだろう、そんなもの。
なんだよ
Junpei flipped through a few more pages. It wasn't just 1 or 2 pages that was covered in the strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them.
これ全部がそうなのかよ
Trying to read them was pointless. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He made to close the file, and something fell out.
何か
He bent down and picked it up.
カードキー
For the library. There's a symbol on it that reminded Junpei of the symbol for the Saturn and Mercury keycards. This one, however, had a dot in the center of a male symbol.
天皇制のマークだな。
Junpei looked over to see Ace examining the card. In addition to the Uranus symbol, there are 3 words engraved in the card as well.
何か書いてボトムデッキライブラリー
どうやらそのようだな。
ボトムデッキ図書室あ
Junpei remembered something he'd heard from Seven when they'd been in the chemical closet.
確か薬品庫でセブンが
ギガントのへその下
もしかしてへその下ってのは
That's what I
ボトム
think.
デッキのことで知識の森ってのはだとするとその図書室を通り抜けた先にアリスか
どうしたんだね。何やら考え事をしているみたいだな。
Junpei blinked. Only did he notice Ace looking at him, curiosity and concern written across his face in equal parts.
ちょっとな気になることを思い出したんだ
よかったら。
まあいいけど笑うなよ
There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts. He began to explain his theory to Ace. Then he stopped. It wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be. So he told Ace everything June had told him. Well?
エジプトの王女のミイラにアイスナインか。
A priestess.
なかなか興味深い話だね。
そのタイタニックの事故現場海域から回収された常温でも溶けない凍りついたままの少女はオールアイスアリスと呼ばれていたらしいそれを買い取ったのがゴルダイン教というイギリスの大富豪らしいんだが
Gordane.
セブン曰くその大金持ちがこの船のどこかにアリスを隠したって話だ
そしてその隠し場所がボトムデッキにある図書室の先の小部屋じゃないかと。
ああ
Ace stared off into the distance, his hand slowly and absentmindedly stroking his beard. After a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei, and his brow drew together.
淳平君、キャスレートという言葉は聞いたことないかね。
Nope.
キャスレード
CAS セルズアライブシステムの頭文字を取ったものだ。要
Interesting.
するに細胞を生かしたまま凍らせる技術のことだ。 通
Okay.
常生鮮食品を凍らせ
I
ると
kind
細
of
胞内の
understand.
水分が膨張して細胞膜を傷つけてしまう。だがキャスレートを使えばそうはならない。過冷却状態にしてから瞬時に凍らせるため細胞膜を守ることができるんだ。もともとは冷凍保存によって食品の味が劣化してしまうのを防ぐために開発されたものだが、今では全く異なった別の分野での応用も始まっている。
別の分野って？
例えば医療とかあるいは宇宙開発とか。
Space travel.
宇宙開発？
Oh, yeah, because freezing the body to travel long distances, I guess.
コールドスリープって聞いたことがあるだろ。
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
SF ものの映画や小説なんかでしばしばガジェットとして用いられるものだ。長期間に及ぶ宇宙旅行を凍ったままの状態で過ごすという例のあれだよ。
That was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting.
ちょっと待ってくれ。
Oh, like like it's not a, like so Alice was like frozen on purpose, maybe, by some super high tech Egyptian people, maybe, I don't know. It's the that I'm raised an eyebrow.
もしかしてお前アリスがその
Yeah, I
キャ
think
スレートとかいうやつで
that's funky, dude. Kind of like that.
可能性は極めて低いが考えられないこともないだろう。アイスナインという特殊な氷が本当に存在するとして、さらにその氷が過冷却状態から一気に凍りついたものだったとしたら、
アリスが生きてるっていうのか？
断言はできない。できないし、
Would definitely create a cult around that.
私はただ可能性のうちの一つとして言っているだけだよ。アイスナインの融点は36度なんだろ。だとしたらその温度を超えるようなところに彼女が保管されていたとすれば、
そんなバカな。自然に溶けて動き出したとでも言うのか？
バカなことを言っているというのは十分承知している。
Obviously. But you gotta think of the possibilities.
そう考えれば隣の部屋に横たわっている男の件を説明できるんだよ。
あの船長服を着た男のことか？
ああ、そうだ。奴は死んでいた。殺されたことは明らかだ。では
Look at that Clover face. It's a rare face. Didn't even remember that.
我々7人の中には存在しない。犯行が不可能だからだ。
It is true. It can't be one of us unless it was Zero. Whoever Zero was before everyone was locked in their rooms, right?
船長室へと入るにはまず1の扉を開かなければならない。その1の扉へと至る通路は地球の鍵穴があるドアによって塞がれていた。その鍵を開けたのは
サンタとヤシロだ。
うん、そのようだな。だがその2人だけでは1の扉は開けない。ならばその後はどうだろう。誰が1の扉を開けたものは？
Junpei thought for a second.
サンタとヤシロは地球の鍵を使ってドアを開けた後、いいで、そして大病室で1人、セブン、四つ葉のサイカ、俺たち4人がシャワー室にいる間、1人、セブン、四つ葉の3人は大病室で待機していた。だがその3人では1の扉を開くことはできない。
It's definitely not. Yeah. There's no way Ace could have solo killed it. No. I mean, no, he can't. Even. No, no, no. It's a good point. Wouldn't that be the twist if the freaking mummy was Zero? Oh boy.
はるか昔からこの船に隠れ潜んでいた人物と考えれば説明がつくんじゃないかね。
How would that even work? The twist of the century.
そいつは船内の構造について熟知していた。排気ダクトやそれと似たような隠し通路の存在も全て知っていた。もしもそうだとすると、そいつにとってはナンバリングドアなんてものは何の意味もなさないことになる。隣の船長室に入るのもたやすいことだっただろう。
それがアリスだっていうのだ。
It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully.
あくまでも可能性のうちの一つとしてだね。
アリスは本当にこの船のどこかにいるのか。
Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his hand.
このカードキーを使えば知識の森に踏み込むことができる。その先知識の森を抜けた先には一体何があるっていうんだ。まあいずれにせよこの場で今考えるのはやめておこう。
He gripped the key card tighter and shoved it deep in his pocket. Oh, and monitor. Junpei snorted with a grim humor for the second time since he'd come into the room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter on each spelling out. Wonder what could be different with this. I don't even remember what choice there was.
どう思う？
Excuse me. He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Clover nodded. It seemed that she cared about little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured towards the corpse.
じゃあこの男のことは本物のゼロだと思うか？
Clover shook her head weakly.
思うわけないでしょ。私言ったはずだけど。
ああ、そうだった。だがそのことを抜きにしてもこの男がゼロじゃないことは明らかだ。わからないか？モニターに表示されたゼロの文字、船長服、そして手首のバングルには数字のゼロ。どう考えたってあからさまに主張してるとしか思えないだろう。見て見て、ここにゼロがいるよ。この死体こそがゼロなんだよ。なんてな。笑えるだろう。
そうだね。頭悪すぎだし。
いや違う。そうじゃないんだ。これを仕組んだ人間のバカさ加減が笑えるってわけじゃなくて、なんて言えばいいんだろう。
Yeah, why did they do it?
これは真犯人からの挑発なんだよ。奴は俺たちのことをからかってるんだ。
This is all new, by the way, now.
だってそうだろ。もしも真犯人が本気でこの男をゼロであるかのように見せかけたかったのなら、まるで私は犯人ですって書かれた看板を首からぶら下げてるようなもんだ。そんなことをしたら一発で本物のゼロではないと見抜かれてしまう。実際に。ってことは真犯人はバレることを見越した上でバングルをはめたことになる。なぜか。
なぜ？
さっきも言ったが、俺たちのことをからかってるからだよ。残念でした。その男はゼロではなかったのです。さあ、本物の僕はどこでしょう。悔しかったら捕まえてごらんよ。ってな。劇場型の愉快犯がよくやるような悪ふざけだ。
なんだかひねくれてるね。ひねくれてて子供っぽい。
そう、子供っぽい。幼稚なざれ言だ。
It's June, dude. I don't know. Santa doesn't really seem childish to me for just going off this. Junpei bent down next to the corpse. Unless June is Santa's little sister. No, I don't know. I'm joking.
さて、それじゃ本題に入ろう。この男を殺したのは一体誰か。
さあね。
ったらこの男自身は。
知らないよ。知ってたら教えてるし。
ってことは心当たりも。
あるわけないでしょ。
Junpei sat back on his hunches and thoughts.
一応所持品がないかどうか調べてみよう。四つ葉、手伝ってくれ。
え？
仰向けにするんだよ。そうしないとポケットの中が探れないだろう。
Clover didn't move. Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own. He grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk begin to shift. But just as it did, something fell from the man's left wrist.
これは
The bracelet was 0 on the face. Yes. Junpei stared at the bracelet. Yes, I think he is, Junpei.
いや、なんとなくバングルが外れたってことはこの男が死んでることを示してるわけだよ。
そんなのバングルなんか見なくたって一目瞭然じゃない。
一目瞭然か。まあ確かにそうかもな。だけどほら、他の2体に比べればこの男の状態はマシな方だろ。だからそれでなんというか死んでるって実感が湧かなくてな。
Yeah, he wasn't exploded at least.
その意味で言えば不謹慎かもしれないが、この男は幸せな方かもしれない。爆死なんてあまりにもひどすぎる。ニルスに至っては開放骨折まで起こしてたしな。おそらく爆発の衝撃を受けて壁かどこかに思い切り叩きつけられたんだろう。左腕から白い尺骨が飛び出していて。
Oh. And Clover's trying to realize it, not Junpei. Suddenly, Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. But it was already too late. Yeah, so Clover's trying to realize that Snape's body was fake. Made sense, because we don't know about the arm. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously.
今
Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology could hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyway.
すまん。悪かったよ。ニルスのことは言うべきじゃ。
違うの。そうじゃなくて腕のことを聞いてるの。
腕。
そう、お兄ちゃんの左腕見たんでしょ。
ああ、確かに。お前だって見たんじゃないのか。
見てないよ。見れるわけないでしょ。あの時は気が動転してて、そんなこと確かめる余裕なんてなかったもん。
Clover took a quick, deep breath.
それって本当に左腕だった？
Junpei thought back.
ああ、間違いない。
それが開放骨折を起こしてたっていうの？
お前は一体何を？
いいから答えて、早く。
She shoved her face closer to his. He could see fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed.
その通りだよ。肉を突き破るようにして白い骨が。
No sooner the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed.
四つ葉。どうした？その、もし何か気に障るようなことを言ってしまったなら。
Suddenly she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do.
ありがとう。
It was close to the last thing he'd expected to hear. Junpei had no idea what had just happened. He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of things, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying. So he simply stood there confused. We stopped the murder. The at rampage. She thanked them again, and then something even stranger happened. Whoa! Blessed! CG! Hey, YouTube, you gotta take this down for being too lewd? Try me.
おい
It'll be my first appeal ever.
ごめん嬉しくて
何が
あのシャワー室の死体お兄ちゃんじゃなかったんだ
え
だからお兄ちゃんじゃなかっ
どうしてそうだと
たって
She stopped herself.
こういうの私の口から言うようなことじゃ
Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. If she did not wish to tell him, she certainly had a reason for doing so. Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant that the body in the shower room wasn't Snake. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart.
お兄ちゃんはそのことが私
Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight.
よかった順平の言った通りだったよいつでもどんな時でも大切なのは信じることそしてこの3つが揃った時初めて幸運が訪れる
Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out.
それは
It was a laminated bookmark with a four-leaf clover.
私これがあったから本当は絶望と不信とでも順平の言葉を聞いて
Junpei hadn't thought his words would have had such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward. Embrace the clover.
順平
She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room. Good one.
サンタに言ってくれよ
サンタに
その四つ葉のクローバー実はサンタからもらったものなんだ4つのリーフワードもサンタから教えてもらったもので
Ooh, that'll give her a tip that he knows about it. Because she commented that she asked Junpei if since he knew about the clover, did he know about the experiment? Then suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei.
Eh?
He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that early. Now, it doesn't mean he's zero, because we know he's probably the investor guy, so it's like, either way, he knew about the experiment. Clover began to pace across the room. He never did reveal his identity, even when we kind of ousted Ace. 6 steps to the left, 6 steps to the right. Another 6 to the left, and then she stopped.
ねえそれって本当にサンタから聞いたの
Her eyes were serious but not angry.
そうだけどなんか俺まずいこと言ったかな
まずくないむしろ私とお兄ちゃんにとっては朗報だと思う
多分
サンタは四つ葉のクローバーのリーフワードを知ってたってことは多分仲間だと思うの
Well, you would think that, but also the people who did the experiment,
仲間
I think.
私やお兄ちゃんと同じで9年前の実験の
Oh, say. So Clover was in there. I mean, it doesn't make sense. For some reason, I was also thought it could also be that just Snake was in there, and then he just told Clover everything.
だけどお兄ちゃんは目が見えないでしょそれに私は ネバダの実験棟の方のメンバーだったし、
Mm?
だから私もお兄ちゃんも船の方のメンバーの顔は知らなくて。
Okay, so apparently she wasn't on the boat. She was in like somewhere in Nevada.
ちょっとタイムだ。
It's a lot of info. Junpei held up his hands. He took a deep breath and let it
と
out.
にかく落ち着こうな。
Well, if Santa turns out not to be the investor and it was kind of a bait, then he definitely jumps up as the zero suspect.
1から順番に聞かせて
But I don't really know why that would be a bait.
100から始めるな。突然50に飛んだりしないでくれ。1からだ。1から順番に2、3、4、5と積み上げていこ
True.
う。そうしないと何が何だかさっぱりわからないから。
Clover nodded.
それじゃまずは実験のことについて聞こう。9年前、この船で何が行われたんだ？
You wanna ask how it can be evil? It's leaving you on a... Oh, I can't say. Fuck. Dude, I was trying to leave you on a cliffhanger. Because we're like an hour in and I'm probably not going to finish the route. Because I'm not down for a 2-hour sesh.
携帯形成場仮説って知ってる？
Well, guess I can't do it. But that's alright. Let's listen. Tell me about the experiment. He did, and the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine.
じゃあこう言ったら分かってもらえるかしら。テレパシーのメカニズムに関する仮説。
確かヤシロがそんなことを言っていた。
Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded.
テレパシーか。ちょっと違うんだけど、まあ似たようなもんかな。
そのテレパシーの実験がこの船で行われたのか。
そう。
具体的にはどんな風に？
We kind of got this, but we don't know the tie-in with the freaking mummy.
今と同じだよ。今と全く同じことが行われたの。
同じって？
ノナリーゲームのこと。この船とネバダの実験棟でそれぞれ9人ずつに分かれて
Interesting.
ゲームだ。
Junpei grabbed the sides of his head.
全く意味がわからないんだが。
So it's possible for Junpei and June to have been in them just in like the Nevada part so they don't remember the boat or something. I don't know.
ノナリーゲームと
Still need to connect them to everything, which is hard. I mean, June might be easier, but Junpei having no recollection at all makes it harder to connect them.
この2つにどんな関係があるっていうのか。
Basically, it's the rat experiment Santa was talking about, checking if two people are doing it in two different locations, and if they're like the same puzzles, the other group doing it will like be more likely to choose the right answers after multiple groups have done it or something. Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada?
携帯形成場にアクセスする能力は2つの要素によって増強されるの。一つはひらめき、もう一つは危機。
Bro, this is the exact thing that Santa was talking
何
about.
か難問にぶつかったとき、悩んで悩み抜いた末に
The epiphany and
眠
danger.
れなく解
I'm
放が見つかる
surprised,
瞬間ってあるでしょ。
Actually, no, that wasn't it. He was saying emergency and danger, or emerge, whatever, in the boiler room.
要するにひらめき、そのひらめきによって得られた情報がテレパシーとしては一番伝わりやすいんだ。
Okay.
それに危機が加わるとさらに情報は伝わりやすくなるの。
もしかしてその危機を与えるためにノナリーゲームが使われたと。
And it's all the puzzle solving causes the epiphanies.
それも
Okay.
ちょっとやそっとの危機じゃなくて本当に死ぬか生きるかの瀬戸際のところまで追い詰められて、それで実際に一人亡くなっちゃったの。
Junpei felt the sudden grip of despair on his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for a moment he felt very, very empty and alone. Okay, I mean, we did kind of get that in the one where Ace cornered him and touched his shoulder, and then he felt like super uncomfortable or whatever. So I guess this is hints he was part of the game too. I mean, it made sense if you need to connect people
その子は
to the experiment.
お兄ちゃんと同じで
Connect them all.
船の方のチームにいて、でも私はさっきも言ったけど、だから私はその子に会ったことはただ名前だけは分かってて、その子の名前は
Don't do that, bro. God damn it. What if she name dropped Akane and we're really talking to a fake one? That would be the biggest mind. I don't know. I felt like that it could have been that direction. Ah, Ace, the big cot block. The sound of the door was opening like a gunshot. Junpei spun around.
どうやらまたしても取り込み中だったようだね。
Every time. I wonder if he was actually just listening in.
一味
それにしても君たちの心臓は大したものだな。
We're chilling.
よくこんな部屋に長時間とどまっていられるね。
Ace glanced down at the floor. At the corpse covered in blood.
とにかく、純平君、そろそろこっちの方も手伝ってもらえないかな。捜索に行き詰まっててね、力を貸してほしいんだ。さあ、来てくれ。
With that, he turned and walked back towards the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight, then spoke in a small, quiet voice.
一宮に聞かれたくないの。話の続きは
おいちょっと待てよ
Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace
おい
calling.
純平君、何をしてるんだ。早くしてくれ。
Ace, you ruined it. But we got like a lot of information. That's like the hardest soft clear I've ever seen of Junpei being part of the experiment, thus Akane being part of it. So like the connections we have is Ace is the CEO, Snake was part of the boat experiment, Santa was either the financial advisor or the biggest stock person, which I think is more likely, or he was part of the experiment. Clover was in the Nevada place. Junpei was somewhere in it, I think. I think Akane was in someplace. Seven was a detective that kind of got stuck on board. Lotus was either a mother with the two children and they got kidnapped, which honestly might just be the answer at this point. Or she was Nagisa, one of the 4 officials. And then you have the 9th man, who I'm guessing is one of the officials that Zero wants revenge on. And he just kind of got betrayed by Ace. We got the puzzles, I think. I mean, surprisingly, not a lot of them are like hard confirmed. Only Ace 7. Only Ace and 7 are like the hard. Or Ace, Snake, Clover, 7 are like the hard confirms. We actually know their place. The other ones aren't hard, I think. Maybe you can say Clover, or not Clover. Lotus is hard confirmed, but I'm not fully sure. Anyways, grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off towards the communication office. There we go, guys. Like I said, you're gonna have to wait. Don't be baited. This could be like super long. Like this was like a super long ending too, right? So next time we'll see stuff. It feels weird because if again there could be like another ending here or something, but it feels like there's so many questions and just doing it in like one square feels weird. But I guess we'll have to see before we can talk about it. So thanks for watching next week. I mean, even if there's another thing to do, I think it might be the final week. I don't know. Don't make any promises if you don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Next time we'll see the thrilling conclusion of the leftmost true ending. And yeah, we'll see if it's a happy ending, I guess. Anyways, thanks. Bye.